Hello everyone and welcome back to my video blog. Today I'm going to talk about the current market where everybody talk about it is whenever you buy a home, there's a bidding war. Okay, so is between 6 to 15, 30 bids per houses. Okay, and I have recently in the open houses that I have 280 plus people walking through the house. Okay, representing roughly about 90 parties. Okay, so 2 to 3 people per parties. You can see how many people walk through the house in the open house. Okay, so bidding war is gonna be here to stay for a while. Until when? Well, until the supply meet the demand. Right now, we have a very low inventory, and we still have quite a few people buying. Even though the interest rate has gone up by a full 1%, okay, compared to previously, it's still around 2018 interest rate. So it's higher compared to the post-pandemic interest rate that is comparable to the pre-pandemic rate of 2018 2019. So it's not very high. It's still at the 40-year low, right? Okay, so I for the bidding war, I can share with you the mistake that's a lot of home buyer are making when they do a bid. Okay, so I can count right now 6 for you. The first, for example, is a bidding with contingency. Of course, seller want to have a secure and sure transaction. If you have too many contingencies, even though your price is good, well, you won't be considered. And also you'll be flexible with the seller, and seller probably will be the buyer as soon as his ink the listing, right? So the listings right now sell between 1 week to 2 weeks maximum. And as soon as they sign the listing agreement, the seller become a buyer too. They are on a market just like you to buy another home, unless they have a home previously before they selling this home. Okay, but in a lot of cases, they have to look for a home. So the flexibility on the closing, the terms is one key that will determine beside of the price. Okay, so if you have too many contingencies like a loan contingencies, appraisal contingencies, you probably lose out. And on my previous video, I mentioned to you how with a financial sponsor that I have, you can buy just like a cash buyer. You can offer cash with no loan, no appraisal contingency. So that remove that uncertainty out. However, the number 2 mistake you do is some people will go in and bid without any contingencies, no loan or appraisal contingency, which is great. All my clients, before they go to a purchase, has a full approval, not pre-approval, approval on the credit income file. Okay, so all we need to do is to put the appraisal address into the appraisal, and within a week or 10 days, you are all done. Okay, however, it's a mistake to bid without contingencies. One key you have to do is to have a home inspection done. However, a lot of my seller, as well as other seller, are advised by listing agent to have a home inspection done prior to the listing, and have all the defects, anything spelled out, and also fix it prior to the open house, prior to invite the first buyer walking through the property. So you remove the uncertainty, and also you don't have the 7 to 8 days where the buyer are shopping around. Right? After making an offer to you, they got accepted. They also make another offer some of the places while they have the 7 to 10 days of interior inspection contingencies. Okay, find something in that 7 to 8 days they like better, they will change to the other one, right? So the mistake is that's for seller and buyer. If a buyer bid without any contingencies, that's a red flag of inspection. I advise that the buyer should get their own home inspection and request a quick one done within 3 to 5 days of opening escrow. Okay, but the seller, to remove the 3 to 5 days uncertainty, is to have the home inspection done by yourself and then present it to the buyer when they submit an offer. Okay, and the third thing is assuming the buyer will assume that they will a second chance. They say, okay, the price is asking for 699. I offer 700,000. So if uh, there's a second chance, they will come back and counter. And a lot of cases on the multiple counter offer, they will not counter at the lower one. Probably they have 10, 12. They look at the high one, the best one to counter, two or three only. I mean, the agent and the seller don't want to assign the 12, 15 counter offer. They will select the best one. So no second chance. So for the buyer that really are interested on the property, give them the best shot, give them a good offers, not the one asking. Okay, so you assume that the seller will have that price at 699 and they will sell at 699 at this present time. No, they expect probably 750. Okay, so and the fourth thing is at the counter offer, you put down, this is our best and final offer. You won't have a second chance at that time. Okay, so if you have a counter offer to ask for highest and best, you say our price is, let's say, 730 from the 699. Okay, because they will maybe whittle down from the 4 or 5 counter offer they have sent out to the top 2, and you didn't say that you are the best and final. You might have a chance because another guy have a 730, you have a 730, or the other guy has 735, and then you are the number 2 and you're not the best and final. You have a second chance to up your offer, right? So the number 4 mistake, don't do it and put down best and final offer. You might have some wiggle room. So you might have some more gas to go another 5 or 10,000, 15,000. Don't put it down, okay? And the number 5 is to put an escalation clause. I put a lot of escalation clause, but nowadays, what I can advise you is to put a strong impression on the seller, okay? So if the price asking is $699 and your agent have worked with you with a comparable in the area, okay, sometimes the seller will have a list a little bit lower than the current market just to attract more offers and beat up the price. Okay, that's a strategy that listing agent and buy and seller have worked on that one, so you can put more interest. And also, that's also a strategy they have done is they put it at the price that you can sell in this market. Let's say it's a 780, and they put it at 690. It's a big drop, and then you get a lot of attention from agent, from buyers that have a big drop. Maybe it's a good deal. So a lot of people jump in, and the price go back up and more than they expected. Okay, so don't use the escalation clause. Put an impression to the seller and to the agent that you are a serious contender. Okay, and an escalation clause nowadays, how much going to stay? I have a house that asking for 980 and end up how much? 135, 1,350,000 dollars, almost $400,000 more. Okay, so escalation clause does not work well in this market. Put a strong impression. So in my case is 980, and you can see some house are selling for 1.2, close already 1.25. Put it 1.28, 1.3, and at the end of the day you be getting the house. Is it crazy? Yes. It depends on the situation, right? Okay. The number 6 mistake that you can do is not knowing the real value on the property. As I mentioned before on my previous one, is have learn about the value on the property. Okay, because a lot of seller right now have strategy of listing low to attract more offers. Okay, and that asking price is not necessarily the price. And then in this market, you can see that the appraisal actually will give you the difference. Okay, the appraiser now has putting up a escalation clause on their own that the market has increased for the last 12 months, let's say at 18%, which is 1.5% a month. and the comps that come in like 5 months ago, 5 months times 1.5, they run up at 8%. So that's the adjustment they are doing also on the value on the home. Okay, so let's say that the value on the home is $500,000. Okay, and on the comparable, so 5 months ago, they will put 7 to 8% because the market has gone up that much since then, right? To adjust on the value, so they come up with the value on your home too. So that's the sixth mistake that you might find yourself in a bidding war, and that's how to avoid it. Okay, so I welcome your comments, okay, your feedback. How to get in touch with me. Love your text, love your phone call, and your email. And until next time, stay safe, stay happy. Thank you.